which I really want to reread that series as well. So maybe I just added 3 more books to my TBR, but... Hello my sweet angels, it's your girl Jay, and today I am here with my December TBR, or I guess the books that I want to complete before the end of the year. I have 9 books here. Will I get to all 9 of these books? Probably not, because I suck at following TBRs, but we're going to hope that we're going to stick to them, because a lot of them are books that have been on my TBR for years. Years, I tell you, years. And one of my goals for 2025 is going to be to actually read books on my shelves to clear them off, because I am maybe moving in soon. Don't really know if it's going to be this year or next year or what, but that means I probably can't bring my thousands of books with me, so I need to start dwindling down and actually reading what I have on my shelves to maybe get rid of them if I don't like them or whatever. So we have 9 books here that we are hopefully going to read, hopefully like. I do think that these 9 books are going to be ones that I really do enjoy, so these are probably not leaving my shelves, but it's fine. Without further ado, let's get started. The first 3 books that I'm going to talk about are actually all part of the same trilogy. I have had these on my shelves for 1,000,000,000 years, but I actually read the first book before and gave it a 5 out of 5 stars, so I just have never continued on with the series, which I don't know why, but it is The Crown of Feathers by Nikki Powell-Petro. The first book is Crown of Feathers, the second book is Heart of Flames, and the third book is Wings of Shadow. And as you can see, they are very, very chunky books, which is probably why I have not read them yet. I am very intimidated by big books. But again, goal in 2025 is to read more of my big chunky books because they take up a lot of room on my shelves. But this trilogy has phoenixes in it. I gave the first book a 5 out of 5 stars when I read it when it first released. So we're gonna reread the first one so that I can continue on with the second and third books, because I honestly don't remember like the major plot points in this. I just remember the vibes and really loving it. But those are the first 3 books. I'm hopefully going to read them. I have them all on audiobooks, so I feel like I can get through them because I can listen to them while I'm doing other things around the house. Fingers crossed that actually happens. But these 3 I am very excited about because I know I loved this one, so I'm hoping I love the rest of the series. The next book I have is one that I have been meaning to read for years and years, and my boyfriend just bought me the physical copy for my birthday, and this author is the author of my favorite book of all time, Vinyl, which I really want to reread that series as well, so maybe I just added 3 more books to my TBR. We're gonna forget I said that. Right now we're talking about Nightstrider by Sophia Slade. Her Vinyl series is written under Sophia Elaine Hansen because she got married, so now she's Sophia Slade, but this is essentially about a living nightmare, which I think is so cool. I love her writing. It is so like atmospheric and dark and just so freaking good. I had an arc of this book when she first wrote it as an indie author, and she just got published by Tor, which is such an accomplishment. So excited for her. I got halfway through the book and then I put it down for some reason and never went back to it because I found it so daunting to have to restart the book. Because it is high fantasy, I felt like I should read it over again since it's been so long, because I started it when she first gave me the arc in like 2018 or something and just never continued. That's my bad. But we finally have the physical copy so we can actually read it and be obsessed with it, because I know I'm going to be. The next book that I have is the third book in a series that I'm currently in the middle of. I only own the first 3 books, so if I want to read the 4th, 5th, or 6th book, I'm gonna have to find copies of them, but it is The School for Good and Evil. This is The Last Ever After. The whole series is by Soman Chainani, and I absolutely loved the first book. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. I literally just finished the second book. It's literally right here 5 minutes ago, and I gave it a 3.5, but the ending was really good, and I'm very intrigued to see where the story goes from here. The first book follows Sophie and Agatha. They are best friends, but completely opposite. Sophie has always dreamed of becoming a fairy tale princess, and in order to do that, she has to attend the School for Good. Meanwhile, Agatha seems to be the perfect person for the School for Evil, so when they are both taken into the forest, Sophie believes that this is finally her time to shine, but then she is deposited into the School for Evil, and she watches Agatha get dropped into the School for Good. So Sophie believes that there has obviously been a mistake, so she decides that she is going to stop at nothing in order to go back to her rightful place amongst the good, and it's kind of the story of that. The second book was a lot of fun, so like I said, I'm very excited to see where the third book goes, but I need to get my hands on the 4th, 5th, and 6th books, like, desperately. The next one that I have is Shatter by April Lynn Pike. This is the second book to the Glitter duology, which I read a long time ago, gave it 4 stars, I believe. Really, really enjoyed it. I probably should reread the first book. Look at me just adding more books, but I do remember a lot of the plot points from the first book, so I don't think I'll need to, but it has been on my shelf forever, and I really do need to complete the duology so that I can move it from my unread shelf to my read shelf. Then the next 2 books that I have are gifts that I got from my boyfriend's sister and her boyfriend last Christmas and still haven't read them, and I'm going to see them very soon for Christmas this year, so I was like, I should probably read those books in case they ask me what I thought of them when they see me, and I don't want to say, oh, I haven't read them yet. So the 2 books that they got me last year were Emily Wild's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. This is such a popular book on BookTube that everybody adores, so I'm hoping that I also adore it. It has fairies in it, so I'm pretty sure I probably will really like it, and I also just think it is the most gorgeous book, and I really want to get the second book so that I can display them both, because like that spine and the other spine beside each other are just so stinking pretty. And then the book that her boyfriend got me for Christmas was Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I absolutely love Rebecca Ross's writing. I read her Queen's Rising series and absolutely fell in love with it, and then I picked up Dreams Lie Beneath and absolutely loved that. Like, that was one of my favorite books of the year last year, I believe, when I read it. So I do want to pick up more of her writing because, like I said, I really enjoy it. From what I've heard, could be wrong because I like to make things up sometimes, but this is about 2 journalists who live in different like time periods, but they can talk to each other through a magical typewriter, and then they fall in love. I've heard that it is set in a war timeline, so I'm hoping that it's not too much of the war, because I just never like books like that, so fingers crossed that I enjoy this one. I do really like her writing, so we'll see. And then the final book that I have for my December TBR and all the books that I am hoping to finish by the end of the year is Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I literally went and bought this book yesterday from Facebook Marketplace for $5, and it has been on my radar for so long now. I actually have it on my Kindle, and I got like 2 or 3 chapters in and then I just put it down, so I figured maybe if I have the physical copy it will make me actually pick it up. But I know that it follows a girl named Naomi who has a twin sister, and she ends up in this small town and everybody doesn't like the twin sister because she's like really mean. So this sheriff or some man, I don't know what his relationship to the city is, but he comes and he basically is like, you need to leave, and she's like, I'm not my sister, leave me alone, and then they fall in love. But like I said, have it on my Kindle, hoping that if I have it physically I will actually pick it up because I will see it on my shelves and I'll be like, need to read it. Alright everybody, so those are the books that I am hoping to read in December, the books that I want to finish before the end of the year, because 2025 is only 31 days away, which is wild to me. So we're gonna see if that happens. Y'all need to hold me accountable and yell at me in the comments to actually read these books. And then when I post my wrap up in January, if y'all do not see these books on there, you yell at me. You yell at me in those comments, please. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye!